what's up, everybody? Welcome to Love in Black and White, where each week we try to.
Put the love back in your right.
Yes, I'm one of
right.
your hosts, Big Irish J. Hollingsworth. And as always, we have the co-host, Manulus Rojas Martin Jr.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Love in Black and White, where, as Jay said, we try to put the love back in your right.
Dude, that was like a sexy jazz radio host.
That's right.
Wrinkles. Sit down, otherwise I'm going to put the ass or the foot in your ass, right?
Put the foot back in your ass.
Wrinkles, lay down.
Love and black and.
Do you remember what our teaser was, Manulus?
We were gonna do a interaction between Tammy Joe and Quarren, but I don't even know what the fuck we would do with that. So I came up with some interesting questions this week, and some that we got from other people. You know what? And I'm gonna kick it off with something goofy here.
Yes.
With vampires and everything. I've always wondered, Jay, if your lady was
Manny.
a vampire.
Hey,
yeah.
Manny.
Yes.
What have you always wondered?
I've always wondered that if your lady was a vampire, would you let her bite you?
A good blowjob because she sucks.
Oh, I see what you did
top,
there.
Right? Come on, guys.
Two. Yeah.
A little toothy.
A little toothy. Why are there two holes in it? Yeah, I've always wondered if your lady became a vampire and you guys were together for quite a while, would you allow her to bite you and become one of the damned?
If it was Shanae, it'd be one of the damn.
So stupid. Damn.
Let me think. I mean, I've always it's always interesting. Okay, so what are the negatives? I guess we break down what are the negatives of being a vampire. You have to live off blood.
Right. Yep.
Can't go out in sunlight. I mean,
yeah,
that one's all right. I mean, we're creatures of the night for the most part.
Just doing comedy.
Yeah. And does the blood have to be human?
That is a good question. Let's say the blood doesn't have to be human. But every now and then you crave, you know what I mean? Like especially, but like being inside of, let's say being in a comedy club and you smell people, you're just like, fuck, I got to murder somebody.
I mean, I'll do that on the stage.
That's right. That's right. I kill.
Okay, so yeah, you just curb it, right? You just
you
adjust. You're like, fuck it. I mean,
but then again, is it like
addict, you're just like, okay, I can't. I'm 100 days sober of sucking somebody's blood.
So like you're gonna be like, I'm 100 days sober of sucking somebody's dick.
I'll suck your dick for some sucking of your blood. So, okay, if this is my dream chick and she's fucked, she's a vampire, she's damned.
Right.
Damned. I mean, fuck it. I'd do it. I'd be down.
Yeah. I mean, for me,
you get immortal life, or is that the right term?
Yeah. So that would be interesting, right? So you get eternal life until the world life is so until the world, I guess, crumbles and shit. But I guess you also have to think about eventually the world's gonna come to it, and then your soul is fucked, all right? Because you'll never.
And then, so let's say the planet blows up, and then are you just in space? Like, whoa?
Well, I would assume once you're in space, right, that you see the sun. Yeah, so you're done, and boom.
With the other thing too is, okay, we got to think of the others. What if you guys break up? Or
then you got to worry about vampire hoes.
Yeah. Excuse me, Jesus, that one came out of sound like a vampire there. Or the other, or like you I mean, she's always there. Like, I mean, Jesus, no time apart, because it's like it's not like during the day you could be like, why don't you fucking go somewhere? You're like, I can't. I will die. Why don't you fucking go somewhere?
Yeah, I mean, so you got the cool part about it. It's like, but then you'd never have a sunny day ever. I wonder, would you just be depressed? I mean, it's funny. You kind of look like a vampire right now because you're all see-through with your like blue shit.
The fuck, dude?
I don't even know if that's like.
Oh, it is. I gotta adjust my shit. Yeah.
Oh man, but I mean, that's a That's a good question. I mean, you're with somebody forever. So I mean, is the dating pool in the vampire game, is it big? Or are you gonna want to be with somebody forever? I don't know. Like, I mean, till death do you part once you're a vampire. Like,
Did
do
somebody
you
say vampire?
oh that's
You
so
have to be
dumb.
watching the video to get that. Oh,
But
what? No reflection?
that's so stupid. Yeah, I mean, so you got to ask yourself, you get to the point where you get in a fight and you're just like, I can't stand her anymore. You just walk out in the sun. Fuck you. I'm Voof.
Yeah, or vice versa. Like she set you up.
Yeah.
I added a new room. Why don't you go check it out? And you open the door. It's just to the
Ooh.
outside.
Yeah, man. So I mean, there's that. So I guess for me, shit, I don't know. Like, I believe there's something after this, and I would like to go to that. So I don't know, man. Yeah, I think that I think I'd wait it out. I think I would just be like,
Muted there so I could yell at Wrinkles. By the way. All right.
I would yeah, I think that if my lady asked me, but okay, here's the thing. If Crystal became a vampire, it's like, shit, do I do I just say no? Like, I'll just be with you for the rest of our lives, and then, once I'm gone, I'm gone. But
yeah, and what if you want to be with them, but you don't want to be a vampire? You're just like a cucksuck.
That's so stupid. All right, so I'm gonna say no to being a vampire. You're gonna say what?
Well, now you mentioned all the afterlife shit. I mean, geez. And then what if you what if you say no, babe, I can't, the afterlife. And then when you die, they're like, nah, man, you should have done it. Yeah. Hate to break it to you, but
oh man, yeah.
Buddhist thing here.
Yeah. No, yeah, that would be I mean, there's so many what ifs when you go into that. I think I mean, I guess if she bites you, there's nothing you can do. But if I had a choice, I'm gonna be like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, so. And then also too, like it's getting hot and heavy, and then every time she's like by your neck, be like, hey, I know what you're trying to do.
Stupid. I love it. All right.
Yeah.
Well, for me, it's a no. What about for you?
I'm going to definitive answer. I said yes at first. I mean, I've said it millions of times on this. Wrinkles, come here. I've said that a million times on here. Wrinkles, hey, come here. Sorry, guys. He went out recently, and he's like trying to act like he needs to go out, but I don't want. I just sit, Wrinkles.
Sit your ass down.
I'm gonna have an answer for this in a second.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay, so I've said on here multiple times, and I've said on The Holling's Worthless, I'm terrified of death, the idea of death, the unknown of death. I have ever since I was a kid. So I think that's why I lean towards like, yeah, man, eternal life. I'm in.
All right. Yeah, but then you see everybody around you die too. So it's like, or do you turn the whole Holling's Worthless cast into vampires?
Be like, Manny, let me get that neck. Neck.
You bit me, motherfucker.
Yeah. No, Jay. No.
No more garlic pizza, man. You were done.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Oh, yeah. That's another thing. Can't do garlic, but
shit. Yeah. Whatever.
Okay. Manulus. So
yes.
you know what? I'm gonna say, if it's my dream woman and all the other stuff, I'll say, yeah, I'll fucking
okay.
Let's take a bite. Fuck it.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. Fuck it. Okay. Manulus, how would you feel if your wife or girlfriend, so Jay and Manny, your wife or girlfriend didn't mention you? Okay, the Oscars were last night, so let's say your Crystal wins for best director.
Yeah.
She goes up there, and she not only does not mention you, but she lists like really obscure people. My third grade teacher. You really something about you really kept with me. Spends like 5 minutes listing off people, and then she comes to the end and she's like, and last but definitely not least, my acting coach. Thank you. That's it.
Oh my god!
It's on you the whole time, like thinking they're gonna finally name you. How would you feel?
I would be pissed. I mean, you know what I mean? And oh god, did you see that that movie Malcolm and Marie?
No.
That's on Netflix, which it's that exact scenario where what's his John Glover? No, sorry, not John Glover. No, not Donald Glover. My bad.
John Cleese.
What's no what's
John McKay.
What is Denzel's son's name?
John David Washington.
Yeah. So he's in the movie with, is it Zendaya or Zendaya, whatever her name is, Zelda. So there's a movie, and basically he wins an award, doesn't thank her at all for it, and it's just this one big ass fight throughout the whole night where they're like, "Fuck you, Marie. Fuck you, Malcolm." Just back and forth, and I mean, I think I would be hurt, especially since it's like we started on the journey together of entertainment, doing movies, everything else, and if I didn't hear my name in the least bit, but you heard just random ass names. Oh, there would be a huge fight about
me.
that.
I have nothing to do with it. Also, Jay, he read a script once.
Yeah, and I mean, so I mean, I would, you don't want to make a scene when you're there because you don't want to ruin careers. But I'd be like, damn, so you couldn't thank me in the least bit, So yeah, that's definitely gonna be an argument. How about you?
Then you just fucking hate fuck that. I bet you remember my name now.
Oh yes, oh my
God. Thank you, Manny. Thank you.
Oh God, what? Yeah, how would you feel about that? Let's say you and your lady are together for about 10 years, and not one mention of you, during the award.
I would be hurt 100%, and then I would turn it into a bit. I would definitely talk about it on stage. And laugh about it as we laugh through the pain.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think that's one thing about being a comedian is you always kind of learn from the pain, you grow from it, and then you also write great jokes from it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, dude.
Not addressing
sorry,
you.
and we're back. Sorry, this is my fault. Wrinkles needed a potty break and a shit break, so I had to go do that. Anyways, okay, so yeah, I would definitely be hurt, and like I was saying, I would make it into a joke. I'd be like, this bitch didn't give me a fucking shout out at the thing. I'd be putting it on her and she didn't give me one. Maybe I wasn't doing it enough. Or dude, what if she gives a shout out?
Yeah.
Crystal gives a shout out to someone you don't know anything about.
Ooh,
and also, last but not least, Demarius. And she does one of these. And I just want to say thank you wherever you're at to Demarius. Gives a wink.
Oh my God.
How would you react to that?
I would be like, when we got home, I'd be like, who the fuck is Demarius? Oh man.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, like especially if you were sitting at the table with them during the awards, you'd be like smiling and shit, and then all of a sudden the rest of the night they see you, you're gonna be like,
or when she says that, Demarius, and then everybody looks at you like, you got a middle name I don't know about? And then you're trying to play it off. You're like, oh yeah, Demarius, it's her cousin.
Yeah. Demarius is just the name with nicknames she give me sometimes. God, man, that shit would be crazy.
It's gonna be the murder.
It's gonna be divorce, motherfucker.
Yeah. Okay, what are I know one of yours, I bet, Manny. Ooh. Or I think it might have changed. Manny and Jay, what are your least favorite couples activities?
Ooh, spooning.
Really?
Yeah, no, because it's like my arm always goes to sleep, and then here's the thing, I always end up falling asleep whenever we watch movies together. So it's like I never get to enjoy the movie that we watch. She does, but I always fall asleep behind her no matter what. I could be trying to watch a movie, like I had to make her like sit on the other side of the couch when we were watching Mortal Kombat.
Does she ask you questions during the movie?
No, she's good about that. She's not like what, have you ever dated somebody like that? Oh my gosh, so what's happening here?
And guy friends too. I just had a buddy that was staying with me. Kane's here, by the way, right now. Kane's
shout out Kane Holloway.
Yeah. But he before Kane, I had a buddy staying here, and we would be watching a movie, and he's asking me shit I'm like, I told him, dude, I was like, the first couple times I was like, yeah, this is my first time watching it too. And then he would go, he's like, what are they investigating? I'm like, I don't know, but I bet if we watch, we can probably figure it out. And then like a minute later, it would say it, and then it got to the point, because I like to if I'm experiencing a movie, I want to hear it. I want to know the dialogue, especially if it's a movie that supposedly has a twist, which is one movie we were watching.
Right.
So as he would ask a question, I'd pause it, and then I'd go, what? And then he would ask again. And then it would, most of the time I would respond with, don't know. Still watching it.
Feels
And then
like you were watching
I
it with
go, and then
Phil.
I'd be like, anything else? And then I'd hit play. Oh, dude.
Oh my god, it feels like that time we were watching it with Phil. What was it? Dr. Sleep.
Oh my god. That was back when he was fucking doing the drugs.
Yeah, he just wouldn't stop. Oh
Comes in
my
late and
god.
then he's fucking all tweaky and
Yeah.
what I missed? Shut the fuck up.
Oh my god, that's the worst. I can't stand that shit. So that's one. But number two, I probably just hiking. I mean, I'm not a big
That's
fan of
what I was gonna
hiking.
say, because you have a joke about it.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like my favorite part of hiking is when we make it back to the car alive. You know what I mean? This always feels like it's just such a daunting task. And some of them are, I don't know. It's just not my thing. I mean, we get to the top of the mountain, it's beautiful, but then it's like now it's like, all right, now we got to go back down it.
Oh.
So it just feels like a long walk. I feel like I liken it to the first Lord of the Rings movie. When I saw it, I was just like, wow, there was no payoff from that whole journey.
Dude, that's and this is just shows you, I mean, total guys. It was me, Ryan Cott, and Brian Glowacki.
Mm.
We were at the Big Pine Comedy Festival in Arizona, and we were like, one of the days we were like, hey, let's go to the Grand Canyon. So like, all right. So Brian's from Worcester, Mass, and
Yeah.
Ryan Cott is from Boston, Mass, and they're comic and a comedy club manager that I know, good buddies of mine. So we went to the Grand Canyon, three of us, all three
Right.
of us, similar type of sense of humor and everything. So we park, you got to walk down this whole thing. You get to the Grand Canyon, and it definitely is impressive. Like you look at it, you're like, fuck, this is fucking crazy.
You're
But
right.
literally after like 5 minutes, took some pictures and we're like, all right, you guys ready? And they're like, yeah, man, this is cool. We did it. Like we weren't interested in like, oh, let's go fucking walk around for hours and everything. We're like, no, we got it. I got the
Yeah.
gist of it. It's
No,
great.
I'm with you.
I luckily when like if a girl's like, hey, you want to go hiking to me? I'm like, well, I got a bum knee. I can't. It's actually doctor's orders.
Right.
Don't run, don't walk around a lot, with your bad knee. I'm trying to think, what is a couple's activity? It's
I'm trying to think, what is something? Getting your nails done? Is that one? No.
I guess I don't know. Dinner. I like going to nice restaurants and everything, but I think more so is like I like doing shit where I feel like I'm getting something out of it other than like like we went to me and Trix and Liz Stone, who's a comic, and this lady that I've been on a few dates with. We went to we all went and hung out, and we went to Area 15 here in Vegas. So Area 15 has like it's kind of like the Seattle EMP, was it called?
Yeah. Where
music project.
Yeah, exactly. For those of you who don't know, it was gosh, what is his name? Rest in peace, Paul Allen. Yeah, Paul Allen's place where he just had he had the coolest things that you could think of. I mean, Star Wars exhibits, Marvel exhibits, just anything under the sun, music wise, and it was phenomenal.
So they have right now they have a Van Gogh exhibit, but there's also like a supermarket weird thing where it's like it looks like a convenience store.
Okay.
It's inside this huge, warehouse building or whatever. And then there's like this thing that looks like a supermarket, but then you go in and like one of the freezers will open up and it's a hallway into like a back room that's like psychedelic and all this other shit. The Van Gogh thing that we went to, you walk in, it's funny because at first we felt like we were getting gypped. Wrinkles, come here. God damn, he's fucking like Kane's got his stuff in here, so he's like, "Oh, what's this all over here?
What the fuck is all this shit?
Stuff. I need to go piss on this." He's a good dog, but he's like, "I want to sniff everything." But yeah. So before we went to it was Van Gogh.
Right.
We're talking to this one guy. The guy's like, "Okay, so you're gonna go in there and." I would say spend a minimum of like 35 minutes and make sure you check out all the exhibits. So, okay, if I said that to you as you walk into this room, what do you think like the room is going to be set up with? Like,
fuck, I don't know. Like if he says go check out all the exhibits,
yeah,
just normal shit. I don't know.
Like like you're gonna walk around and in between different things or
Oh,
whatever.
okay, yeah,
Right. That's what we thought. So
yeah,
we
right.
walk in and it's literally just a box, a room, a giant box, and then they have projectors that project onto the walls, every wall.
Yeah,
And so at first I was like, "Oh, we're just walked into a warehouse. Like this is just a fucking warehouse."
yeah.
And but then once it started, it was cool because they have like music playing and it's this really dope, like like the
Hmm.
shit's projected on the walls, and it was actually pretty dope.
Okay, all right.
Like that was a cool thing. And I felt like got something out of it other than some dumb shit. Fucking
Man,
look at this
yeah.
little boy, Baby Yoda.
Oh shit. I actually bought one of those. The ones that are like animatronic. And
Did you?
yeah, it was dope. But I mean, I'd give it away for a Christmas present. I mean,
Oh
oh,
man.
I know I'm so thoughtful.
I'm
But
trying to think of what's something I would not like to do.
art, yeah, art exhibits. I mean, like what else?
I like museum. I like history shit. Stuff like that's interesting to me.
You like
Um,
concerts?
yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to. I guess hiking like that. Or some.
Yeah,
I don't like being uncomfortable. So like
right.
something in the heat. Like
Mm,
let's like hiking. Yeah. If you want to go hike and sweat,
yeah,
no.
right.
I'd rather I'd rather just go to the gym, get it done. But I don't want to.
Let's go to a nudist camp.
Ugh, yuck. Try and roll me
Jesus.
in the ocean.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, are you a beach person? If they were like, "Yo, let's go to the beach,"
no.
so if Corin was like, "Jay, I know you about to get in this motherfucking water."
I'd be like,
I ain't
yeah.
fucking up my hair though. That's all I know. Fuck that.
Yeah, no, I'd be like, now, it's so funny. I mean, I totally am like the Irish, like, oh, the
Yeah.
sun is the fucking enemy and stuff. Like the flip of that, like, somebody going, hey, do you want to go to the beach and hang out? No. But if you were
Hmm.
like, hey, you want to go up to the mountains? It's snowing. We get a log cabin, fucking fire. I'm like, that sounds fucking dope.
Yeah, for sure. I could.
That's
Yeah.
like that sounds awesome to me. But
Right.
the beach, ugh, or let's go into hey, it's 110 today in Las Vegas. Want to go hiking?
Yeah, you're like
No, I'll
fuck all
just
that
turn the
gross.
oven on and stick my head in it. That's cool.
Dude, I have never understood that some people just love the heat, and I'm just like, I'd rather be somewhere cold where I can be warmed up. You know what I mean? It's like, don't get me wrong, I don't want to be Texas cold where they like had the whole grid shut down. But I've always thought that okay, if there is extreme cold, you can at least throw on all your clothes,
Yeah.
fucking set a fire. But I mean, if it's hot,
I always thought people like the heat.
Tammy Joe, you motherfucker.
I
Uh,
mean,
no, I mean the heat's. I mean, it's. I don't know. It's. I grew up in California, so it was like it was always hot,
yeah,
and it was just like you. It's weird because once you live here in Washington, it's only the summers that are nice, and so
yeah.
it's like to me, a sunny day was like whatever because we always had sunny days growing up. But then people were like, when I moved up here, they're like, dude, it's a sunny day. You trying to go out? And I'm like, no, not really. I don't know what the fuck. It's
Dude,
exciting,
it's
but not really.
70.
Exactly.
Like, so
I'm like, it's
fucking
cold as shit.
yeah. Yeah, dude. It's another thing that's a trip is I never knew or well, I knew what I never thought seasonal depression was a thing
Right.
until I moved to California because growing up in the Northwest, Oregon and Washington, you get a lot of rain and shit
Yep.
and you don't know anything different. I mean, I lived all over. I lived in Tampa for a while and Sacramento and Boston and all that. But I remember I moved to LA and it never rained and then all of
Mm-hmm.
a sudden it rained for like 2 or 3 days in a row and I was like, "Oh fuck, I don't want to do anything." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh shit." Then like shortly after that, I did about a month in it was a November in Seattle and
Right.
it was raining most of that and I was like, "I got to get the fuck out of here. This is so
Yeah.
depressing."
Totally.
Yeah, so I guess that would be the type of date thing I would not like to do is something where it's hot and I'm uncomfortable. I'm hot and bothered, you know,
Yeah. No, that makes perfect sense.
and
Let's
hiking.
see.
Like that's so funny. I was like, you have a joke about that. Okay, you want to do the next one?
Yeah, Jay. Let's
Oh,
see. How would you address your partner being too involved with social media, i.e., fights with people constantly, or post risky pictures of themselves online?
oh man, risque pictures.
Risque.
Um, I'm trying to think how. I mean, yeah, it's a now. Okay, here there we have to clarify. Before you started dating her, was she posting these pictures?
Ooh, that's a good. Okay, let's do both. Let's go. She was posting them when you met her, and then let's do that. She wasn't until after you met her.
Okay,
So I feel like you can't be mad if
yeah.
she was doing it ahead of time. But if she starts doing it like after she's with you and she gets comfortable, she starts feeling herself. She got in shape. She's like, "Ooh, girl, I'm feeling good. You know what? I'm about to post this," and she's spending all this time, even like editing her pictures, taking out like stretch marks and fucking, you know what I mean, making herself skinnier than she really is.
Yeah, well then she's just lying. But
Right, right,
I mean, if she like, let's say she, whatever, she maybe she gained weight during the pandemic and then she busted her ass and she's posted. I think all of it's probably fine. It's more in how she's reacting to comments or people in her
right,
DMs because I'm sure people if she's posting stuff where she's looking sexy as fuck or whatever.
right.
Um, I don't know if I'd have a problem with her posting that. The fights thing, I mean, I would tell her I don't want to get involved in that horse shit. Like
Yeah, yeah.
if she's got some beef with some other Instagram person or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, it's not like I'm gonna go to that Instagram person's page and be like, "Hey, bitch," you know, uh, uh, Qua 7.
Jay, did you see this motherfucker on Facebook
Yeah,
today talking all this shit? I know you about to jump in and say something.
yeah. See, I wouldn't get him. I mean, like, I mean, if she brought it up, like what my thoughts are on it, I'd be like, it's all, fucking, we're adults. So who gives a fuck?
Exactly. Like it's like
And
that
also,
shit's not real.
you'd have to kind of know what the specifics are of it. And if she's posting stuff because she lost weight or she lost baby fat or she
Right.
whatever, and she's proud of it, and maybe she's like motivating people, I'm all for it. I'll support and maybe I'll comment. I'll be like, I'm gonna tear that ass out tonight or whatever on it. But if people are like, dang, you look good, honey, why don't you slide in my DMs or whatever, and she's
Right.
not, how she's addressing that might bother me.
Gotcha. Yeah, yeah. No, I feel you. I'm in the same. I'd be in the same spot. Like if Crystal just started like posting crazy, just like pictures of just
Here's my pussy.
exactly. Yeah. Here's the thing. We've got a buddy. His wife does that, and it's just like, but he's all for it. And he's like, "Oh man, I'm so lucky to be married to you. You look great," and that's fine for them. But I think that I don't know. Call me old fashioned, but I just feel like there's some things that you should just enjoy yourself. You know what I mean? If I'm sitting here and I get chiseled all of a sudden and I'm just posting pictures in a Speedo, you know what I mean? Like half a ball hanging out. You know what I mean? It's like I feel like
hog in your banana hammock.
exactly. I feel like there's gonna be a fucking problem. You know what I mean? And it's like who am I who am
What
I
if
doing
you
that
did do
for?
that, but that's like to promote your comedy shows? Fucking rock hard cock in a Speedo. Hey guys, and like on your dick is the venue's name, like a table.
Or doing the pictures that Jay posts where he has to censor out his childhood penis.
Oh, yeah,
Jesus
the
Christ.
the hammer.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's two sides of the coin, right? So it's like if she gained a ton of weight and then all of a sudden lost it, feeling good about herself, I'm all for it, do that. But if you're just doing it just to get attention from,
Okay, what about fights?
fights, yeah, man, I'm not, I used to be in that shit where it was like if somebody said something crazy, I just felt the need to have to comment on it. But there's plenty of people. I mean, there's so many people online. It's a waste of energy and time. I don't give a shit. And it's like, why are you wasting your time with it? It's like, sure, you could educate somebody, but I have learned over the years, especially from the Trump years, Jesus Christ, that it's like you're never going to change somebody's opinion, no matter how many facts you have. They always have some made up fact that I don't have, the answer to. And then when I give them an answer to it, they're like, "Oh, you can't trust, Snopes. You can't trust PolitiFact. You can't trust this because it's yeah." So I'm just like,
I
whatever.
always say in the history of the internet, I don't think I've ever seen somebody post, "Oh, you know what? I never thought of that. That's a good point. You know what? I apologize. I was wrong." I don't think that's ever
Yeah, I
been
don't think that's ever happened. Yeah.
okay. Along the same lines of this, okay, let's say she's posting stuff because, like we said, she lost weight or something, or Crystal whatever. She did
Mm-hmm.
something and she's posting things and she's not doing it to like try and be slutty or whatever. She's proud of whatever she accomplished.
Right.
Awesome. She became a bodybuilder and she's
Mm-hmm.
fucking won something.
Right.
Most people are supportive. Some people, there's some guys that are flirting or whatever, no
Right.
big deal. But then there's some guys that will be like, oh, you nasty bitch or whatever. Guys like
Mm.
being rude. Then do
Oh,
you say
okay.
something?
Yeah, I feel like you got to. I mean, that same buddy that we have, like, him and his wife are kind of like local celebrities, and people say some shit to her, and he's jumping in right away. And I mean, you can't fight every battle, but I
Right.
mean, at the same time, you got to stand up for your lady if somebody says some foul shit. But I mean, it's so crazy because I mean, once you get to that point of being uber celebrity, right? Let's say you're Dwayne the Rock Johnson famous, and people don't like your wife. It's like, are you gonna fight all those battles on there, or you just gotta let some shit go? I think Chrissy Teigen, she deactivated her shit because she got tired of it, right? So what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I can't imagine. Like, imagine if you had to defend Kim Kardashian, like
Dude.
like everybody, she's so like you people either love her or fucking hate her, and
Mm-hmm.
I think you just got to be like fuck it.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay, Manny, this is a two-parter.
Ooh.
Were you spanked as a kid, excessively, a little bit, whatever? And what are your thoughts? Or are you for or against spanking kids?
I feel like my mom spanked the shit out of me. You know what I mean? And I feel like I deserved a lot of it. But I think sometimes you really just she probably didn't spank me that much, but I feel like every ass whooping that I got was deserved. You know what I mean? I was bad. Like my mom, like to this day, she was like, "Your little ass was trifling." You know what I mean? And I was like, "Yeah, that makes sense." And I would do dumb shit. I remember one time my neighbors were like, "When you go home, and you see your mom, just say fuck." And I was like, "All right," being a dumbass. And so I walked up to her and I was like, "Fuck," and she was like, "What?" And I just ran. And I just remember her like, oh, tagging me, and just dumb. I would do dumb stuff like challenge her authority. I was like, "Well, Dad said." You know what I mean? And then it's like,
Well, your
that's your
dad
ass.
ain't here.
Exactly. So, I mean, I deserved all the ass whoopings I got. And I think it's different for everybody, right? I think some kids learn through taking away things. I think some learn through like having to sit in a corner maybe without anything. Mine was through pain. And I think that I definitely learned from it. I would say I'm for spanking. I don't know. Like, you don't have to beat your kid within an inch of their life, but it's like, I think that striking that fear into their heart of like, hey, you act a fool at this party, you don't get your shit straight. When we get home, your ass is mine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like just knowing that if that happened at a party and that you know, there were consequences when we got home, I think that it kept me straight. So I'm for it. What about you?
Um, so bouncing around and everything. My grandparents never spanked. I never really got. Now that I think about it, I don't think I really ever got spanked.
Right.
When I lived with my dad, there were definitely uh, uh, moments where I mean, I've told the story where he grabbed me by the neck and fucking said, "You want to go heads up?" And I was like, "What do you need, father?" um, but my grandparents always worried. I mean, as grandparents do. So
Right.
I think my mentality was always like, I don't ever want to give them anything to worry about. So I was always like
Mm-hmm.
on my P's and Q's. Um, like Matt, Matt Garlington, he had I remember he was saying with like when we were in 8th grade or whatever, he would be like, "Hey, you want to come over for dinner?
Yeah.
I have dinner over at my place." And instead of being like, "Yeah" or "No," I'd be like, "Well, let me ask my grandparents, and if they say yes, then I can. I got to see what time." And he'd be like, "Dude, are you coming or not? What's the?" um, am I for it? I definitely am not like for. I think I'm kind of like the Chris Rock. Like I won't hit a woman, but I'll shake the shit out of her. Maybe that's for the kid. Like, I don't know if
Yeah.
I'm like I don't like with wrinkles. I don't spank wrinkles. I don't hit wrinkles.
Yeah.
And I remember my buddy had had a puppy and he spanked the puppy at one point. And I'm like, dude, it's a fucking puppy. It doesn't know any
Right.
better.
Exactly.
Um,
I mean, do you believe in like shoving their face in the like urine? Like, I don't know if that works
yeah,
either.
I do that with kids.
Shove their face in their diaper.
In their
What the
diaper. No,
fuck?
don't do that anymore. Um, no, I don't do that with the dogs either. Like any dog that I've ever had. I mean, and like Wrinkles is fucking probably one of the best house trained, and he's only 7 months old. Like people
Right.
are blown away. He rings this bell when he has to go out, and he'll
See.
hold it until he'll keep ringing it until I let him out, and he'll hold it. He doesn't have accidents. I take him somewhere else, and I'll put the bell on the door at that place, and he
Right.
knows immediately. And I've never like rubbed his face in anything. When he was younger, if he had an accident, I would just get that bass in my voice and
Yeah.
give him the disappointed no, and he'd just be like, "Oh fuck, I fucked up, man."
Yeah.
So, but with kids, I don't. I mean, definitely as they're young, I don't think spanking it. But then you start thinking, okay, teenager, and I think about like me with my dad, like fucking up and trying to
Yeah.
challenge him.
I mean, yeah, it's such a like I'm with you. I'm not the kind of parent where I'd like beat the shit out of them. You know what I mean? But it's like one
What if
swat on
you
the.
were, and you're just announcing that on here?
I'm Joe Jackson. I'm just like, you motherfucker, you lost your mind. No, I mean just one swat on the ass. You know what I mean? To be like, hey, you know what I mean? And it's like, especially if they did.
Flick?
Ooh, I don't know. Is flicking people? Is that all right?
I don't know.
Child services.
I used to do pressure points.
Oh, there you go. Just fucking
Doesn't leave a mark. You're like, fucking my hand. I can't move my hand.
You're all like fucking Vulcan death grip.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but sleep. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, it's easy to say from the outside looking in, but I think my first reaction is no. But
I guess every kid's different.
I'm not
right?
into like the fucking the parents that you'll see for it's easy to armchair quarterback because I think about like you see those parents that are like little Jimmy, no, and then there's like fuck you, and you're like no, you don't use bad words, fuck off, cunt. And you'll be watching and be like smack that little motherfucker,
dude. I mean, like I don't want not trying to take away from anybody's joke, but we got a buddy who has a joke about the parents who count. You know what I mean? And it's just like
who is it?
Ralph. He has that great joke about like little Timmy. He's like, "Ooh, he's about to get it," and then all of a sudden she's like, "Yo, ass is da 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 da." 1, 2. He was like, "Oh shit!" So he walks away. He comes back. Like an hour later, she's like 95, 96. Yeah. And it's like, oh my god. And there's nothing worse to me than seeing a kid who's like doesn't have any discipline and is over at somebody else's house just destroying shit, and the parent just kind of looks the other way. Like, if I'm ever lucky enough to have kids, I don't want to be that parent. It's like that's the most embarrassing thing to me is when you don't have good control over your child and your child is just wreaking havoc on other people and just ruining their day.
I'm curious, like to the listeners or watchers that have kids, has anybody gone from I don't spank to something flip the switch? They're like, I'm gonna beat the shit out of this little motherfucker. Like, it's almost like you want to see that happen in real time, like at a Walmart or something where the kid's just throwing a tantrum. They're like, I can't fucking take it anymore, you little motherfucker.
Just judo kicked right to the throat.
You go fucking flying over one of the aisles.
Oh man, yeah, I would love to get the opinion of anybody else watching this and just understand what their whole what their take on it is, and if they think spanking, because I'm not saying spanking's right for everybody, and I don't want to have that slave mentality of beating a kid, you know what I mean? But it's like a swat on the butt or a smack on the hand. Yeah, I'm all for it.
This one I'm going to put as the teaser because I think it's a huge one and really good. I just updated it right now on the things.
Cool.
You'll see it. Can you change someone? Oh man. That's not the teaser. That's the question.
Yeah.
Where we're at right now. Can you change someone?
I would. Go ahead.
No. You go.
I think that you can influence somebody to change, but I feel like if you're getting with somebody to change them, you're not with them for the right reasons. So I think that where you can, change somebody's ideals through being a good example, I don't think you can change everybody. So I mean, it's kind of like, it depends where you're starting. If you're talking about somebody who's just a serial killer / murderer, you can't be like, girl, I could change him. I could fix that. You know what I mean? Like, is or if he's a klepto just robbing people and shit, just stealing from you. It's like, girl, he stole $100 from my purse, but I know he's gonna get better. I'm changing.
$100 and my heart.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that God, that is such a tough one. I mean, can you really truly change somebody? I guess they've got to want to change, and
Yes.
yeah. So
what's funny is I used to have a joke where the premise of it was when a guy and a girl meet, like a girl will see the potential in a guy, they'll see how great he can be, and they'll want to change him, but they'll want to change him for the better. Whereas a guy, if we meet a girl and we're like, oh, she's cool as fuck, we don't want her to change. We want her to like, hey, this is how I met her. She was dope as shit. I want her to be like that. And then
exactly, I don't want her to evolve. I don't want her to
fucking great the way she is. I think what you said is the biggest thing is they gotta want to change, and it's and what is it that they is it I want them to change something and it's all for me,
right.
I don't know what it could be, man. Like maybe smoking, like I'm allergic to cigarette smoke. When I was younger, like if somebody smoked weed, I was like, weed, the weed. No, if somebody smoked weed, I was like, I don't want to date him. They do drugs.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But then you evolve your opinions or whatever for whatever reason, and I have friends that have been smoking their whole life, and I'm like, these are some of my best friends, and so why would I put that on someone, somebody that I'm dating? Cigarette smoke, so I'm allergic to cigarettes, so I can't. Like if I kiss somebody that's been smoking or I'm around cigarette smoke for any amount of time, I get like, I start to feel sick. I get a sore throat and shit. So I literally can't date someone that like does cigarette smoke. So, I mean, if, let's say you meet someone and you guys are flirting or whatever, and they were like, oh, we should go out sometime. And like, well, I can't date somebody that smokes.
Right.
And they're like, well, I'd be willing to quit, and maybe, helping change that. But yeah, it's it's got to be, they got to want to change for their own reasons.
Right. So let's say you get with somebody and they pull a David Allen Greer's X, where they are like, it was cool that you were doing comedy, but now that we're married, you got to change for the, you know what I mean? It's not going to work.
Like, I'm going to change my girlfriend.
I mean
that kind of goes back to what we were saying about the Instagram thing, where like, was she doing this when you met her? Then you can't really, that's how I'd look at it. I'd be like, you met me at the comedy club. I don't know.
Exactly.
And then she's like, well, that's probably how you're going to meet other hoes. Yeah, I mean, dude, that reminds me of Patrice O'Neill, rest in peace. But Patrice O'Neill was on Opie and Anthony, and he was talking about, he's like, I was talking to my girl, and he's like, I told her she's number 4.
Oh, right.
I think he said something. He's like, it's like comedy, my mom, me, and then you, and then he said that she was like, well, I had you like number 2, like my daughter, and then you. He goes, oh, that's cool. You're 4. Just like, God damn.
I love just his brutal honesty. It was just, it was always so good, man. But shit. I mean, I think that, like I said, I think I'll stick with that answer. I think you can change somebody, but they've got to want to change and evolve with you, or
I'll say it this way, because I don't like the idea of saying like, can you change someone, because I feel like that's like forcing some. Right. Can I help them change something they want to change in themselves? Absolutely. Right. I can totally help support them in that, but I wouldn't want to be the reason I don't want you to change for me. I want you to change because you want to change something for yourself.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. That's perfect.
Okay, let's do the teaser. This will be kind of a shorter episode this week. This is a great question. And it says Jay, but Jay and Manny.
Ooh, there you go. Yeah, I mean, because it fits both of us. So let's go ahead.
Jay and Manny, if you were to ever have kids, they most likely will be mixed. We'll just say that.
Yeah.
Can we say that?
Yeah,
PC?
that's perfect.
All right,
Yeah,
we use it.
PC. Yeah.
Okay. They will most likely be mixed. How would you have the police talk with them, and at what age?
Ooh, damn, that's deep.
That's a fucking yeah. That's pretty heavy,
Yeah.
especially with all the stuff going on, dude. I was gonna say all the stuff going on right now, but it's literally all the stuff that's going on every week.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's fucking crazy. I mean, from literally somebody getting shot, or what we call it, Makia Bryant getting shot right before, the verdict to,
Dude.
this, it's something that's just plagued our society for years. And it's a talk that parents of young black men and, young mixed kids, they have to have with their children just to make sure they're safe. So I think that that's going to be a great question for next week.
And
So
what's and I have a lot from that, especially coming from a family of a bunch of police. So
yeah,
this will be
totally.
good. What do you want to plug, Manulus?
Get my shot technically today when this airs, so on my second shot, so I can get back to normal with Jay Hollingsworth and being his opener. Yeah, man, I'm excited just to get back out there. Hopefully I remember most of my jokes, and hopefully these new ones are gonna hit like fire. But but outside of that, yeah, just the Hollingsworth list, man. Make sure you check us out tomorrow. And I think that we will be on let's see, 6:30 Pacific Standard Time, 9:30 Eastern,
Yes.
due to Phyllis and
Yes.
his
And also me, I got a show.
oh yeah, no
Um
worries. Cool.
and are you still doing your other podcast?
Yeah, oh yeah, that's gonna happen. So shit, that'll be on that'll probably air Thursday morning. So because of the draft, we're gonna talk about the NFL draft and all that good shit. So yeah, I'll make sure to post it, comment, all that good stuff.
Okay. I will be at I am at LA Comedy Club all this week, except for Friday. I'm here there April 26th to May 2nd. LA Comedy Club in Las Vegas at the Stratosphere, or the Strat as it is called now. 8 o'clock p.m. There's a link in my, you can go to bigrj.com and click shows or tour dates, and it's a link in my bio of all my social media. Friday, I'm not at the LA Comedy Club because Friday I'm doing the last Keep Your Distance, Kev on Stage Studios Keep Your Distance comedy show, which is online, and there's a link for that also on my website, bigrj.com. You know what? That's all I'm gonna plug this week.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's perfect. It's perfect the way it is.
Yeah, and until next week,
we'll be putting the love back in your right. It's love in black and white.